everybody. It's me, Keisha, baby. And guess what? I have my bestie here today, and we are going to discuss the Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 7, The Reunion, Part 2. Go ahead, Melanie. Take it away.
Honor of Sesame Street, which this show apparently loves so much. This video is brought to you by the letter M. M standing for messy, as in Ashley Darby. Also, you could use M for her for moneyless, since she don't read prenups around here. I'm gonna also go with you messing with people's marriages, Gizellebryant. Please stop the madness. Madness. You see that, M? And also, it's really giving memory loss. Also, that's for Giselle and for Robyn Dixon.
The light brights. We're gonna call them the light brights on this episode. And last but not least, M stands for Melanie, Black woman perfection. All right. Now let's go ahead and get into it. All right. So, what do you guys, and I want to read your comments. And Melanie, I want to know your thoughts. What do you think about gaslighting Gizelle, stating to Candiace that this whole Chris thing, the blow up is basically Candiace's fault? Yes, Gizelle says, yes, it made me feel uncomfortable. Yes, I waited 6 months to say anything until the camera started rolling. But Candiace, you blew this out of proportion. What do you think about that, Melanie?
It's ridiculous. And and also like, oh, you blew this up. Ma'am, no. You brought someone's marriage into this when you didn't even bring your ex-husband, boyfriend, or whatever you want to say onto the show. And you call that man a sneaky link on national TV. Not Candiace's fault. This is all you. Just sit in it, girl. Just sit in it. Because this is you.
Sit in it like the bottom of your neck sits on the floor. Okay. Now, Andy rolls the footage of, Chris flirting with Deborah. He's all over Deborah. He's gazing in her eyes. He's caressing her hair. He's touching her eyebrows that go all the way up to her hairline. He's doing all of that allegedly.
Looks like really say in a Sesame Street lane, because if that's flirting, then that man was minding his business. Again, M, minding his own damn business. Okay. What in the world, ma'am? And Ashley, because you gonna sit here and say, oh, it was edited. No, it wasn't.
It wasn't.
Of what happened, ma'am. And your friend lied to you so she could get on TV.
And I love the fact that Wendy brought this up to the light brights and said, it's unfortunate that our husbands can't even be nice to you ladies without it being an issue. You ladies are so damaged, allegedly,
baby,
that if someone is nice to you, it makes you feel uncomfortable. That is sad. That's a problem.
I just don't understand being a gentleman, how that is now mixed in with people making you feel Smiley, what they call him, Smiling Eddie? The man has a beautiful smile, so he can't smile at you. That's right. Flirting. I'm like, when's the last time you've been flirted with if you don't know what flirting is? Because that ain't it. That's just not it.
Because I really don't see Juan flirting with his wife, because every time I see Juan on camera, he's irritated or yelling or don't want to be bothered, allegedly.
Over her. Yes. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Speaking of the light brights, Robyn had the audacity, and I'm about to tear her up. She had the audacity to say that everything that happens should be done on camera, except for every detail in your relationship. Except for that, right?
That was, for me with her, it's like you picking and choosing again, and it leads into Gizelle with her not even wanting to make a comment. We are sitting here live on this reunion, and you don't even want to continue to comment about what was going on with your health. Back to Robyn. Let me not get distracted with Gizelle. It's hard because she's just got so much going on. But you knew this was going to come out, and yet you sat here and said that comment. You should have just been quiet, girl.
Just like the other comment when she wants to talk about Chris and says, no married man should be in a single woman's hotel room unless he pays for it. Then it makes it okay because that's what your man did.
Girl,
and that's not alleged. He did that shit.
It's a whole bunch of things I can say about that situation. Because for that young lady, call your damn mama. Why you calling one to get you didn't have no money? Okay, call your mama.
It must be nice to just pick like a reality star's dude, go in his DM and get flights and hotels paid for. And I'm gonna say alleged on the flight.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, but the hotel we know.
At all on the hotel because that's receipts.
Sure, the hotel. Yes, receipts, and you acknowledged it, but you sit up here talking about everybody else. Oh, why would girl? No, Robyn should have just sat there quietly and not said a word in regards to people bringing up their stuff. And also, how do you dare say that when your best friend keeps her mouth sealed about everything and only digs into other people's business? You don't have the right to say that unless you over here checking Giselle on the side, being like, boo-boo, no, we gonna relax because you don't really disclose anything. Yet you and Mia said it, and she had every right. I will give her that. Yeah, like walking up to people saying you don't look like you have cancer to me.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. Hello.
Right. Right. And I'm glad you brought that up because Andy kind of blasted Gizelle and says, Gizelle, why is it that you expect for everyone else to be open and upfront on camera and the fans feel like you never are?
Because she's not. I don't
She's
understand.
not.
How she's there as a trying to be a bone collector. That's
Yeah.
her role.
Yeah.
Like she's not bringing anything. And it's sad that when, as Andy was introducing everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wendy, he talked about the fight and her health and like all of that. The only thing he could say about Giselle was that she threw her daughter's sweet 16 party.
That's boring.
You don't have a storyline because you pick at everybody else's mess and stuff. And also creating stuff that's not even there.
Yo, what did Karen say when Karen was like, I have the little doms? And then Andy was like, well, if Robyn had her own little team, what would it be called? She said boring.
Honey. Boring.
Add Giselle in the mix too.
Boring. They would be called boring. Wow.
The light brights are boring, except for Ashley and Mia. Ashley and Mia are the light brights that are not boring. But the other two, the green-eyed bandits, have nothing going. Well, I can't say they don't have nothing going on because Robyn had a whole juicy storyline that she hid from the company that's giving her the big bag.
Yes. And I just don't understand why you would hide that on. Girl, you should have just kept it a quiet period. Because I'm sorry, nobody's going to pay for that to get the juicy details of a situation we know the end result to. That's why I didn't watch Titanic. The boat sinks at the end. I'm not paying for that. Like,
we like a little suspense. We already know the ending.
We know what happened, ma'am, whether you're going to say it or not. And you could have kept that and took that to your grave. Honestly. Like, you should have just been quiet about that. Because now
she couldn't, because the lady went to like a big time TikToker and he unveiled all the receipts, and then all the bloggers like me, we all talked about. So she couldn't have kept that to herself because the TikToker had to help bring the story eventually to Bravo, because the person that they're paying to do that felt like she didn't need to cooperate with her terms of her employment contract and do that.
My only thing is, you should have gone ahead and done one of those I'ma stick beside him videos and gone on about your business. Because that is like ultimately trying to rewrite this story, and we asking questions and you not giving full answers and you looking off, and it don't, none of it adds up. Just I'ma stick beside him because I done remarried him and that's my children's father, and we have committed to do this and go about. Nobody would have given it a second look. There have been more women in more powerful positions than on a reality TV show, Robyn, who have stuck beside men and said, "And what you got to say about it?" So you should have took that note instead of no, he didn't. And girl, stop defending one. Girl, he don't even look like he want to be defended, honey.
You know what's sad? When most of the fans just only refer to you as a roommate because it seems like there's no type of physical, emotional connection. I'm not saying that there isn't. He just comes off as never wanting to be bothered with her. That's how, it's just my opinion. Um she basically said if it wasn't for them both being broke, they wouldn't have ever got back together. So I just feel like, for one, this is a relationship of convenience, not of, oh, I'm in love, and it could just be a business. Hey, financially, we work better together. I'm in the house with my kids. Finances and my children are my ultimate goal, not really love,
Yeah,
being in love. And that's, people do it all the time. I mean, she could have
yeah.
spun this so many different ways.
Oh, I mean, I again, your choices, ma'am, but like, you're not gonna spin this web or this fantasy and try to get us like we didn't know or see or hear what you just said. Like, you trying to spin it as if we crazy. No, we heard what you said, and he was paying for her hotel room. And when Michael Darby has paid for somebody's hotel room, we definitely know what was going down up in there. So
Now let's get back to Wrinkle Neck. Okay. She is a producer. She's not just one of the stars on the show. She is a producer. And if I was Andy, there would be repercussions for the simple fact that you knew about this storyline. Now you go to all the other girls and try to force them to talk about stuff that they don't want to talk about. But you gave Robyn a blind eye. Like, if I was Annie, I would strip that title because you're not working for the betterment of the show.
yeah, I think, yeah, I don't know if he can do it. I think someone can do it. And I would say, as a producer, and if she's an executive producer, whatever, like, I agree. You're not contributing, you're not living up to your contract, which is every.
No.
When you think about reality TV and all the things that people have disclosed that has gone on in their lives during a season or whatever, again, you're not the only one. And the fact that you tried to keep it a secret, I
Mhm.
think there's some repercussion for that. I agree. Like, you don't
Definitely.
add it as a producer at all. Can we talk about the double standard with the fight, the reference for Robyn to say to Wendy, well, I don't like you. And that is why
Disrespect.
it come to your defense. Ma'am, what
And you
sense
don't
does
like Wendy for what? What did Wendy do to Giselle? Is
nothing?
it that she's dark skinned? Let's go ahead and talk. Let's just go ahead and skip to that. I do feel that there is a double standard to all the women who got a little color on them, because they will show clips of the light brights putting fingers in face. Now, I didn't see that on the show. When, whose finger did Robyn put?
Ashley's baby ran
Ashley.
restaurant and put her finger in her face.
Let me tell you how it would work if I was on the show. I'm gonna tell Andy straight up. As soon as I get hired, I don't believe in violence, but tell your staff, if they come this close to, really,
Yeah,
like, I, I, I don't know.
you if you
If you
want.
come within 2 feet of me with with fingers like this, I'm gonna mush your face like Tammy did that girl on Basketball Wives. To me,
Oh,
that's a threat. And can't Ashley, she probably can't fight because she's real little. If anybody come up to me and come in my establishment and put their hands in my face like that, I'm looking for the hot grease, and I'm not playing.
yeah.
All in your face.
Yeah, and the Monique argument with Robyn, where she came at her and Monique had that umbrella up to her neck. Um, yeah, I just don't understand. Oh well, I don't like you. That's why I didn't back you. Now let's talk about the what did they call it? The Robyn Dixon zone, where her like videoing Wendy and calling Wendy the aggressor. I'm sorry. Do you know what an aggressor is, ma'am? That's the person who started it. That's the person who popped it off. And that person was Mia, not Wendy.
Yeah.
And you are being an aggressor by videoing and being like, you need to be quiet. You need to. And she tried to explain herself. And even in that explanation, it didn't make no sense. Like, you're faulting the person who, I won't call her a victim, but the person who was attacked. How is she the aggressor? Like, Mia
And
is
all those
clearly the aggressor.
conversations should have been directed to Mia. And I'm glad that Ashley said, like, yo, that just wasn't right. It wasn't right.
Yes.
Like, y'all did all this with Monique, but then Mia gets to throw a drink. And then I love how Andy said it wasn't just throwing a drink, that's alcohol going into people's eye. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And Mia hit her with the purse. And I'm just like, Robyn, you don't like Wendy because remember, they were kind of starting rumors about Eddie on the last previous season, and Wendy read Robyn for filth in
Baby.
retaliation.
Baby. They did. She did. Yes. Yes.
Wendy has never started it with you all. She just finishes it. Or y'all expect her, maybe because she's dark skinned, she should just sit down and be quiet and not say anything. The colorism on this show, like, y'all want to talk about y'all went to HBCUs. Giselle, your grandfather was like a civil rights leader. And you sit up here, and I don't know if it's because, Giselle got roots in Louisiana, New Orleans, that southern mentality.
Yeah.
But for everything that black people are going through these days, how dare you treat your sister unfairly when she didn't disrespect you, she didn't try to mess with your husband. Whoops, none of y'all had one at the time. And I said this to you earlier, Melanie, I'm not for sure, is it colorism or is it jealousy? Because it's all the women with toxic relationships that are going for the
Yes.
women who have healthy relationships? Or is it both?
Yeah. I think it's both. I think it's both. And I thought it was disgusting, to be honest, for Giselle
Mm-hmm.
to sit up there and question what Candiace was saying during the colorism segment instead of just owning it like Ashley did and said, I understand my privilege. I understand
Yeah.
what, like, she's like, well, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't understand. You ain't never heard that word before? You don't know what that means? She just gave you the definition to guide you because we know that you got memory loss. And I knew you were going to pull some BS like you didn't know what she was talking about or understand where she was coming from. It's ridiculous. I'm like, that's disgusting. Just
So,
own it.
so Giselle, are you that far removed from black people's issues that you don't understand what they're saying? Like, Andy even said this. He's like, like almost like he was saying, I'm tired of rolling these clips and y'all still not taking accountability.
Yeah. It was just, that was a moment for her to be empathetic, to understand that yes, she's viewed in a different light, whether she feels that way or not. And that's a lot of what colorism is. You are viewed by others in a certain light. And even if you don't feel that way, which is that was what I was getting from Mia, because she's saying, hey, I'm raising a brown skinned daughter.
Yeah.
I don't feel that way, but I do understand how that's perceived through this show, how other people would perceive that as so. And I just thought it was ignorant of Gizelle to try to oppose in that moment. Well, I don't understand what you're saying, Candiace. What are you getting at? Ma'am, are you here? Are you present? Do you know what's going on?
Because I mean, what other explanation is it to where not really Gizelle, right? Gizelle just kind of starts the flames and backs up, but Robyn is getting in people's faces all the time, being verbally aggressive. Like when she tried to go at Wendy, Wendy was like, "I was sitting down the entire time. You're the one who got up." And just like Andy said, Robyn, if you were to get up and go towards Wendy and make it to this ottoman or whatever that was in the center, he was like, I'm gonna get up and stop,
Yeah,
you know, because you shouldn't even be, why are you even going towards her in that direction anyway? If y'all can clearly hear each other, y'all are having a conversation. Like Robyn, let me tell you something. Robyn, Gizelle, Ashley, and Mia. You can continue to be nasty on this show to get a check. You can sell your soul to get a check. You can treat other women, your sisters, like trash to get a check. And all God is doing is taking it out on you on your personal lives. Okay, so if you want true happiness, true joy, change your mentality, change your ways, be fair, love each other unconditionally, because all that's happening is you're becoming more and more miserable in your personal lives. Your personal lives are just an embarrassment. Nobody desires to be like you all. Nobody looks up to you all. Everybody looks at you. Well, maybe it's just me. I look at y'all as trash. I'm sorry. Pure D trash.
wow. Okay. Yeah, I
Trash.
mean, I it's sad, and there needs to be some true self-reflection, and that's what's wrong with in my opinion, that's what's wrong with Gizelle. Gizelle needs serious therapy. And I'm saying all
Yeah.
people need, but she needs some
Right.
serious therapy to deal with herself. She don't want to deal with herself, is why is she going around picking at everybody else? Because the real situations and issues are within her, and she'd rather project on other people what's really going on with her than deal with her own mess. She would rather, it makes her feel good, but ultimately it's killing her on the inside.
Right. And let me say this. We're going to close out with giving the ladies some suggestions. Instead of sowing discord, being jealous of other women, displaying characteristics of colorism, Gizelle, you could work on your wardrobe. Melanie, what can Robyn work on? Add the wardrobe to Robyn. What else can she can she work on? Because she can't dress either.
I really want her to try to be her more genuine, fun loving self. When Robyn is being normal, I don't know another word. It's okay, right? Like it's giving
Yeah.
okay, right? Like
Yeah.
she's not going to be the Reed Queen like Candiace. You know, titles belong to, she ain't the Dom, okay? Like not Grand Dame, okay? You don't have no La Doms. Uh, but I just okay if she minded her own and was more open. Both of them, for to be honest, like it's just like, oh, I feel like people are carrying this show. Those people should be tired because them two
Yeah.
ain't giving what they supposed to have gave.
And Ashley, she could work on getting foot surgery because her feet look hideous. Ashley, you too cute to be walking around with feet that look like that. You could also work on having an attorney on standby to read your documents so that you won't get screwed like you did with your marriage to the crypt keeper.
You
What
know,
else do you
another,
think Ashley can work on?
let me get at it. Not letting Michael Darby rule her life for the rest of her life.
Why he got to keep? Okay, Melanie, I said in my last video, I know they got more money than me, Michael and Ashley. Probably not Ashley because she got screwed so bad in her divorce. But I too share
Million dollar
children with people.
Michael does. $1 million Michael does. I know he got some coins.
Right. So should Gamble let's say I'm at the office or whatever. I forgot to pack something. I didn't take the daycare, whatever. Should he need something important from my child, I could take my phone. I could click unlock. I can let him in. He gets what he needs. He could leave. I can click lock. He does not have the code to my front door. He does not have a key. I can grant him entrance on my phone. Y'all ain't got that. Y'all got more money than me. Y'all ain't got that. Y'all ain't got
They
it.
don't those services in the Potomac area. They don't. Apparently, they don't have that.
Lock, unlock on my phone. You don't need access. I will grant you access. When you leave, I will take your access back. You don't need my code. You don't need my key. But
I just want her to continue to live under his crypt keeper hand
she wants
for
to.
her life. And her
She
uncle,
wants to.
is done with her and him, honey. He
Yeah.
is finito. I'm not doing this no more. I just feel like she needs to learn how to be independent in a lot more ways than financial. In a lot more ways than financial. Like independent of his opinions, and when it regards her, obviously they share children, but independent of what she's doing in her life or her lifestyle or how she wants to live her life, because y'all are getting a divorce and you don't have no say over that no more, Playboy. Sorry.
Sorry about that. Hello?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I had a call. But one thing I like about Candiace, and then we'll go. Candiace is very good on the show. She has really good reads and digs, but she can do not diminish someone's marriage or their, she doesn't start it, but she's very entertaining without trying to just start mess and sow seeds of negativity. Like she'll give it, she could be toxic if you come at
Oh,
her, but she's not going to
yes.
start it. So that's just evidence that you don't have to be nasty for no reason in order to carry the show, because Candiace has figured out how to do it. And I feel the same thing with Karen. I don't think Karen is purposely like negative or purposely sowing seeds, but she's entertaining. She carries the show. Now, if you come for her, she gonna get you. You know.
Mm-hmm.
All
Yeah.
right. Well,
I feel like the same. Yeah.
yeah.
That sums it up.
Well, Melanie, I thank you for joining me. This is my best friend like ever in the
Yeah.
world. Melanie, do you want to give out your Instagram so people can find you and follow you? This is the fashion queen. Oh,
Sure.
Gizelle and Robyn. Please follow Melanie so that y'all can get some fashion tips so you can know how to dress from here going forth.
Sure. You can find me at Melanie2314 on Instagram.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, thank
Having
you
me.
all for. Oh, what'd you say?
I said, thank you for having me, friends. I
Of
loved it.
course, we have to do this more often. I want all of you guys on YouTube land to meet all my friends because they all have some like crazy personalities and they're all funny. All right, so guess what? Make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, share it to Gizelle and Ashley so that they can get, I'm going to add Melanie's link in the video so that they can follow her to kind of get some ideas on how to put their items together because I'm sick and tired of it. All right. And remember, guys, if you got time for the tea, come holler at me. We will see y'all in a bit. Thanks.